Hello and welcome everyone. Today we have a lesson on amphetamines. Amphetamines. So what are they? Well, first, they are central nervous system stimulants. Okay, so that means that they stimulate the nervous system. They makes you more awake, aroused, and alert. So, how do they work? Well, first, let's imagine that you have here two neurons, right? So here you have the um, let's say the presynaptic neuron. Here you have the postsynaptic neuron. All right. So how do they work? Well, first, there is something right over here that is called dopamine transporter. Oh, it's a bit big. Let's see here. Dopamine transporter. All right. So there's something called the dopamine transporter, and it is also located right over here. You also have receptors on the other neuron to get the receptors. Now let's say that someone has ingested some amphetamines. Alright, so the amphetamines are going to be in their system. So you have amphetamines. In addition to amphetamines, you would have other types of receptors, neurotransmitters, such as dopamine. Alright, so the one in yellow, that's dopamine, and this is amphetamine. Alright, so what's going to happen is that amphetamines are going to compete against dopamine to get inside the dopamine receptor. So they're going to compete against them and they're going to win. So you would have your amphetamines going inside. So what are they going to do inside? Well, here you have something called the VM. Let me do it there. So you have something called the VMA, vesicular monoamphetamine transporter. Right? So what is this? Well, this is the vesicular monoamine transporter. So what it does is it packages dopamine into vesicles so that it can send them out to be released into the synapse, right? So this is the synapse. But what happens is that amphetamines are going to interfere with that receptor, so it's not going to work properly, which would result in not forming these vesicles. So you would have an increase in dopamine inside of the presynaptic neuron. So it would have an increase in dopamine in the presynaptic neuron. What that would do is that this would take those dopamine and they would get them out of the presynaptic neuron. Now, what that would do is that now we have a lot of dopamine in the synaptic cleft interacting with the receptors Now, what does so this then the stimulates the nervous system. Now, what does dopamine is responsible for, right? So dopamine, what does it do? So let's see. So dopamine. Well, it's responsible for the reward, movement, movement, right? What else? So dopamine, reward, movement, memory. All right. So these are the things that are responsible for it. So this is how amphetamines work. This is the mechanism of action of amphetamines. Now they have a lot short and long-term effects, right? So what are some of the short-term effects? Short-term effects. Well, first we said they would stimulate the central nervous system. So what something could happen is, for example, let's say it could happen is insomnia. So inability to sleep because you're alert, you're awakened. All right. Um, Maybe arousal. Okay. Short-term effects. Nervousness. Okay. And also pay attention that amphetamines are widely used, especially in sports. So can be used in sports, right? So they can be used in a variety of sports. Now, why, like, what types of sports would they be used? Well, it's for sports when I need high stamina plus high speed. So in sports where I need high stamina and high speed, they would work perfectly. Example, swimming. So that's why athletes go through steroids tests before they get into competition to test if they have any amphetamines or something like that that would give them an advantage over their opponents. So this is the some of the short-term effects, some of the long-term effects. Some of the long-term effects could include here affecting the neural damage. Neural damage that might occur as a result. You could have respiration, so problems in the respiratory system, overstimulated, and also cardiovascular problems. So this would include um, unregulated or irregular heart rhythm. Okay, so I hope this helps. It's just an overview of amphetamines, their effects, their mechanisms of actions, and where they be used. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and thank you so much. Have a good day.